So I did meth. I did I did meth for like it was like I'd say a month, but not like daily. It was like it started off as once a week, and then kind of got to the point where it was like every other day. And at that point, I was like, okay, I gotta flush all my shit. But originally I wasn't like meth was like on my no list. Like I would do heroin before I did meth. The only reason I haven't done heroin is because like fentanyl, and I don't, and like all like xylazine. Even if you test for fentanyl, like there's a not xylazine, like fucking what is it? Nidazines, like protodinidazine. Uh, just synthetic opiates. They just don't feel as good as other ones, like oxy. Like if it was 2006, I'd be a fucking oxy head. But no, I bought like a shit ton of ketamine. I bought like a quarter ounce off of the deep web because I'm a fucking loser. I don't have like a lot of friends. I'm just like a guy, to be honest. And none of my friends really did hard drugs. I have friends that are like stoners and do psychedelics and shit. Um, and like do kratom and like fucking like PG-13 drugs, like that type of shit. Um, and then I had like some coworkers that we used to do cocaine at work, and that was pretty much it. But this was last summer, and I got like okay, so um, my parents went through my packages, found that I was like ordering shit from the deep web. They found like a fucking 8 ball of coke, like in the mail. So I had to work out this plan where I just got shit ordered to my friend's house, and then I would drive over. We would hang out. I would just pick it up and fucking I would share a little bit. If it was something that he was into, like he still to this day has like a shit ton of acid. He's not like a fucking like junkie like I am, where like I can't hold on to drugs without doing them. He can just like kind of just be like, okay, I'll do acid like twice a year, and then that's his thing, which is like good for him. That's really good for him. But I simply cannot do that. Um, but yeah, I go to pick up my drugs. It was like I think ounce of shrooms, eighth of or no quarter of ketamine, and maybe some acid too. I can't remember, but it was like a lot of shit. So he brings it all over. Um, or we like meet up at this place. I meet him at his work, and we go climbing. 'Cause he works at a climbing gym. And then I'm like, do you want to watch me like open these? He's like, sure. Like I don't have shit to do. So I opened the fucking quarter of ketamine, and I see like 5 orange pills, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is like the wrong package. Like these are Addupresses. And I open it up, and then I'm like, oh, there's like some heft to this one. Like there's more than just these pills, in the package. So there was, of course, the ketamine with a 7.5 written on it, and then there was a bag of crystals with 2 written on it. And it doesn't take a fucking genius to put it together that it's crystal meth. And I was like, dude, this is the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. Because, like, meth is, like, such a funny substance. Like, meth heads are such fucked people. Like, it just genuinely fries your brain. It's actually, like, actively neurotoxic. It will, it will make you, like, insane and lose intelligence and motor skills and control over reality and all that. And I kind of like knew this going into it, so I was like, I'm not, I'm not gonna do this. And I was like, I'm just gonna hang on to it, cause it'll just be like the funniest thing to like, just take it out, like especially with like my straight edge friends or my friends that only like smoke, just be like, you want some meth, and then just take out like a 2 gram fucking bag of meth. I thought that was like the funniest shit at the time. So like I hang on to it for a while, And then it gets to the point where I've done all my drugs, and I have nothing, other than like weed. And my tolerance was at the point where like weed just was not solving the problems that it solved before. So I had to turn to something else, and that something else was just meth. And I started with the pills, the pressed addies, because like, dude, you're not fooling it. Like, there's not amphetamine in there. It's like it's those are meth pills. Like I knew it was meth. So I take them, and it's fucking amazing. It feels like a lighter version of MDMA, not MDA. Uh, or it feels like similar to both, but MDMA is more psychedelic, and then MDA is more psychedelic than both of them. Um, but yeah, it's like very light on the like you can smoke weed on it and be fine, which with a lot of other stimulants like even Adderall, even just amphetamine, like it if you smoke weed on it, it's gonna make you like super paranoid and fucked. But yeah, it's like a slightly serotonergic version of Adderall. I would describe oral meth as, but so I take these pills and they're just fucking. They just feel amazing. So yeah, well first I rationalize it because I'm like, okay, so these probably have 15 or they probably have 30 milligrams of meth in them, and then if you take meth in under 25 milligrams orally a day, you can pretty much avoid the neurotoxicity of meth. The neurotoxicity really comes from when you're overloading your dopamine receptors, because the overloaded dopamine becomes free radicals and kind of just like flies out and fucking just rips apart your gray matter, which is what you really should be worried about. And you can pretty much completely avoid that if you stick to low dosing and just doing it orally, but I did not do that. I took the pills, there were 5 pills, and then I was like, okay, I can just like, because I had empty pill capsules that I used to like put fucking shrooms in and shit for like microdosing. They're just like really handy. So I was like, okay, I'll just try making my own. And then if I eyeball it, because oh no, I had a scale at the time. So like zeroed out the scale in the empty pill capsule, and like it was like a $20 fucking like Amazon quote unquote jewel scale that goes to like the milligram range, but it's not like that accurate. Like it would go from 16 to 14, and then like there's just nothing in between. So I was like, okay, well at least I know like it's something under 30 milligrams. And then I took these, and like I think the first 5 pills, the pressed ones that he sent me, I think they had like a little bit of MDMA in them, because there's like a certain magic that I felt with those first pills that were just gone by the time I made them myself. But that could also just be me damaging my neurons. It's really hard to tell. But yeah, I mean that is like a common practice to put in your antidepressants, just like a touch of MDMA as like your special like calling card, I guess. Like how they put fucking cayenne pepper and meth or whatever in Breaking Bad, paprika or whatever. I had to get some water. So yeah, I make these pills for a little while, and then I'm like, okay, I'm doing this like way too much. I'm barely sleeping, and I'm enjoying this way too much. And I was like, okay, I don't want to become a meth addict. I'd rather be any other addict than a meth addict. I'd rather be a fucking heroin addict, because at least you can like keep your mind. You know, they're like reformed heroin addicts, as long as your supply is clean. Because then, I mean, this is fucking what, diacetylmorphine, and it metabolizes in your liver to morphine, so it's like really not that bad for you as long as it's pure. That's a little tangent. So I ended up flushing like a gram and then keeping another gram, and at that point I was like, okay, fuck it, like I just have this gram and I'm never gonna get meth again. which I hope is the case. I still haven't touched it in like fucking, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months, and I don't plan on it. I plan on doing other drugs. I plan on relapsing on benzos at some point because I feel like I can't live without them, but not meth, because I'm not even like a big upper guy. Like I can do without cocaine or meth. Not coffee though. If I don't have my coffee, I'm a fucking freak. But yeah, at this point, I just give up on the eating it and I just start fucking railing lines of it, which is awesome. And I mean, it lasts pretty much the same. It pretty much has the same duration, at least in my experience, nasally, than it did orally. But yeah, and then I just like go through the rest of my meth, and then I just like never fucking touch it again. But yeah, I would tell you what I did on the meth, but that no, I'm not gonna. There's only like, dude, if you're taking meth alone as a guy, there's only one thing you're fucking doing. There's a single like I played like Borderlands 3 a bit, and it made it like really fun. But other than that, there's one other activity, and that's just straight up gooning, just straight gooning. And like one thing I noticed is like my sex drive is just gone without meth, which I'm not complaining about because like I don't know, I'm not a big fucking horny guy anyways. I'd rather get high, type shit. Yeah, it was my first time trying meth, and hopefully my last.